Hello, and a very warm welcome to the first episode of my new podcast. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about the reasons that you should listen to this show and you should listen to these podcasts going forward. Now, first of all, I want to tell you who I am. So, my name is George Whitaker. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and trainer. And my interests, my passions are obviously psychology. You can see behind me the brain. It's always fascinated me. I've been fascinated in psychology since I was a child. Also philosophy as well. Growing up, I really found sports psychology in particular very interesting. So that was my first love, and read lots of books on that and really became interested in it through sports psychology. And then I went to university and I did psychology in university. And following that, I've continued to read up on it, listen to podcasts, really delve into the subject. And since training as a hypnotherapist, I've really enjoyed just finding out more about the brain. It's a constant learning process. No one in the world knows everything there is to know about the brain. And if they say they do, then I don't believe them. Because there's always stuff to learn, and there's always new research coming out, and that's why it's such a fascinating space. Now, I've also got into evolutionary psychology in a big way as well, and that's one of my favorite types of psychology now. I still am interested in the sports side, but for me now it's more the evolutionary psychology and obviously the clinical side as well. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, so I see clients, hypnotherapy clients, and really find it interesting to see how some of that evolutionary psychology fits in with some of the issues that they're displaying and how we can deal with those things according to different types of psychology and obviously hypnotherapy as well. So really, really excited to start this podcast. I don't know how it's going to go. I'll be honest, it's the first time I've ever used this microphone, or I think the first time I've ever used a microphone that is mine. I've used microphones that I've borrowed when I've gone up on a stage, but this is the first one I've had and the first time I've set it up. And so hopefully this all sounds okay. And hopefully you'll bear with me as I get my bearings with this new podcast. As I said, thank you for being here for the first time. So my idea around this podcast is maybe a niche one, maybe not. You can decide on that. But for quite a while now, for the past few years, I've really got into quotes in a big way. So I love quotes and I find them really powerful and a real way of connecting to maybe someone that's still alive, maybe someone who's not alive anymore. But they're especially good when you're having a bit of a rubbish day, you're having a bit of a down day, or a down week even, and you just think you're on your own. You feel lonely, you feel like no one's ever been in that place before. But the power of quotes, I think, they show you that you're not alone. You are, someone has been through that before, and other people are going through that as well. And I just feel that quotes are so powerful in a way that show that it's not just you. Other people have been there, other people have got through it or are going through it, and so can you. And it really feels like there's that connection there with that person or those people through quotes. And that's why I love them so much. So I have some favorite quotes, and what I've done over the past few years is I've actually saved them into a picture folder on my laptop. And every it's either every 6 or every 12 hours, those quotes change. So the background on my laptop will change every so often to a new quote. So I'll see one of my favorite quotes pop up, and then when I'm going about my day, I'll just see it there in the background. And my idea for this podcast is to discuss one of those quotes every week, one of my favorite quotes that I have as a background, and really delve into why I love that and what it means to me, and hopefully get you thinking about how it can be applied to your life as well. So that's my idea around it, going through one of those quotes every week or every episode. I haven't figured out at the moment how many episodes I'm going to be doing. It all depends on how these are received. I know I'm quite aware that no one might watch this, and that's absolutely fine. But if they do, then hopefully we can get some more episodes out and keep this rolling. So the format is going to be me talking. I don't know as well if I'm going to start bringing new guests on. I think for now and for the foreseeable future, it's just going to be me talking about my views and how I think of things according to these quotes. If you would like to join me on this journey, I would really love it if you would. Obviously, subscribe to this channel, like the videos as well. That'll really help me out. Not just for the algorithms, as lots of people say, but just to tell me that actually people are interested in this. People are watching it or listening to it, and it is of interest. And that'll give me that sort of motivation, that kick to keep going with it, because it is something that I really enjoy. And I just want to find out if it's something that other people would enjoy listening to and watching as well. So please subscribe, please share if you can. If you like these, please share it with others. And let me know in the comments as well if this is something that's of interest to you. Let me know what your favorite quote is and why it's your favorite quote. And maybe in a future episode, I'll talk about that and tell you how that applies and if that applies to me as well. But I'd really be interested to find out what's your favorite quote, what the quotes mean to you, and what effect do they have on you. When do you listen to them? Do you listen to them whenever or just when you're feeling a certain way? So let me know, whatever comes to mind, just pop it in the comment, and it'd be really, really good to hear from you about that. So I think I've covered everything that I'm going to talk about today. As you can tell, these episodes aren't going to be really crisp and really clean and really perfected. It is as it is. If I make mistakes, if I say the wrong thing, I'm just going to keep it rolling. And I think that's important because it's authentic, it's original, and I want it to be that way. So it's not going to be a really clean, crisp, £100,000 podcast. It's going to be original, it's going to be rustic, and I hope you enjoy that as well. So once again, thank you for being here for this first episode. Please leave me a comment, like and share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.